What's going on, guys? It's Johnny God back again with another My Hero chapter review, chapter 257. And guys, oh my freaking god, like this chapter is on a new level of just building hype. The tensions are super high. We got so much information that I wanted to know for so freaking long. Okay, first of all, where do I even jump in at? Okay, so let's just start from the beginning. So remember how last chapter left off with All Might wanted to tell Deku and Bakugo something. Basically it turned out he was trying to basically uncover the other quirk users of One For All, and he was saying basically All Might was like he couldn't really find anything much about the previous users and their quirks, especially the second and third user. He was saying that, if everyone in the past knew that their quirks would be passed on, they would probably like write that down somewhere, but they didn't really know. So they were like, they were just going freehand. So they didn't really do anything like that. But the one guy that we do get some more information about is the previous user with the Black Whip quirk. Now his name it's hard to say, but I'm trying to pronounce it. It's Bangio Dirigo, something to that, something around that. It kind of sounds like Diego Brando in a way, like JoJo's. Is that JoJo's reference actually? It kind of sounds like Diego Brando, but whatever. So basically, we have some more information about him. He was saying how he specialized in capturing and jumping through the sky and moving around the sky like that. And basically, from what All Might was basically explained, is mostly previous users of One For All, they didn't really have that powerful of quirks. He was saying that, and I just love how All Might says it. Like first Bakugo is like, that quirk is pretty lame. But Deku's like, man, that quirk's not. It's pretty cool, but All Might is like straight up like, nah, man, like for real, bro. Like most of the users, the past users, they didn't really have strong quirks. So we know, like, for All Might and All Might himself, and for Deku, when their quirks were passed on, they were passed on in a student-teacher relationship, like they were having like a mentor teaching each other how to like teaching the mentor teaching the student how to use their quirk and how to use One For All. But basically, how All Might said it, how it happened in the past, really, it wasn't really like that. It was in the past, like, shit was so crazy and there was so much war going on, and basically people with One For All, they just pass it on to whoever was closest to them when they were dying. Like stuff was that serious where, look, they don't even know you there. They don't even know what your quirk is. There's like, okay, if you want to be a hero, here, take this. It's just like, that's how crazy it was back then, because All Might has so much power, and it seemed like the users of One For All, they had no, they had like it seemed like the users of One For All back in the day, they weren't even that powerful. So this was in the first stages of One For All, so One For All itself wasn't that powerful. And there's this scan, and then, like, there's a panel where they're just passing on their quirks when they're all bloody. They're just messed up. They don't even. It just seems like whoever was close, just like, just take my quirk, just take it and defeat all for one for me. So that's a cool thing to think about. Horikoshi really needs to do a prequel series of what really went on back in those days. And Horikoshi is a fan of Star Wars, so I can actually see him doing like a spin-off manga, or within the story itself, kind of a prequel, just telling the stories of the past One For All users. So we still don't know anything about the second and third user. So for all we know, they could actually have some pretty strong quirks. We don't know yet, but from the majority of the quirks that Midoriya has, they're not going to be that groundbreaking of a quirk. And I really like how Horikoshi knows how to balance Deku really good. So Deku's not going to be too overpowered. He has these supplementary abilities, but only one or two of those are really going to be actually strong quirks to actually use along in combat. So I like that. And another thing I've been really wanting to know is we finally figure out Nana Shimura's quirk. I've been wanting to know that for a minute, and I was like, oh my, why didn't you bring this up earlier? You already know that Deku is learning, has ability to take on the previous user's quirk, so why didn't you tell him that earlier? But We don't really have time for that. So this is actually the perfect time for All Might to sit down and be like, okay, this is what her quirk was, and her quirk is float, and basically she can basically just float. That's what it is. It doesn't do anything. She just float in the air, and that's something to really take notice. Her quirk is just called float. It's not fly. She can't fly. She can just levitate in the air, and that's super weight. That's a good way to balance that quirk. Because when I first saw the spoilers of these chapters a couple weeks ago, and it said her quirk it said fly, so I was like, oh, wait a second, Deku can be Superman. He has super strength and fly. That's a little bit over. That's a little bit too close to Superman. That's a little bit too overboard. But no, Hokoshi knows what he's doing, and he is just float. And I don't know how Deku can really use that in battle, but it might be a little bit useful. But he's not going to be relying on that ability. The scene after that, we get the class 1A having some fun, eating together, having a little party. Is really nice. Apparently, they said the Class B is coming along too, but we didn't really see Class B yet. It was just them, then it just cut off. So we have a little bit of a time skip at the end of this chapter, and that is freaking crazy, And anytime there's a time skip in any type of manga or anime, anything like that, things are hype, guys. Things are hype if there's a time skip, because when the time skip happens, a lot of things new happen. You get new abilities from the old characters. You got new story points. You got a bunch of new stuff going on. There's a bunch of hype. It's always good when there's a time skip, especially in shonen manga, guys. It's always a treat. So, another thing I want to talk about, guys. He said on late March, on this day, heroes vanished from the streets. Heroes are gone, dude. Heroes, I don't know where these guys went. I don't know what happened to them, but they're gone. And I assume that is part of Shigaraki's plan. But that is crazy. That is freaking crazy. So basically, almost all the heroes are gone. I'm not taking this as a literal sense, as in like literally every single hero in Japan is gone. No, I'm just saying that I'm taking it as like, I think like majority of the heroes are gone. So that's interesting to see, because like I don't know, dude, because it straight up says all the heroes. Now it doesn't say all the heroes, but it says on this day the heroes vanished from the streets. How does that happen? There's so many heroes. Where'd they all go? There must be like over thousands of hundred thousands of heroes that are hired on as just working. They're just patrolling the streets, and all of them are just gone. They all just disappeared. They're all just gone. What's going on here? What is going on here? How did they all just go away like that? Next week, just please, can I just time skip to next Friday so I can just read the next chapter? Because I got so many questions. Because how is this possible? How do every single hero just disappear? I don't know. That is something interesting to think about, because maybe all the pro heroes are gone, but maybe the students are still here. Maybe there's kids from Shiketsu High School. Maybe, Class B, Class A. Maybe they're still there. But I just don't know. It's I just don't know. It's a lot of crazy things going on here. I know by this time, Shigaraki should be done upgrading his quirk. And he did say 4 months from now, things are going to go down. So basically, Toga was in 4 months, Shigaraki is going to destroy everything. And we're fast forward. We see there's buildings. Things are not all the things are not destroyed, but the heroes are gone. Maybe that's what Toga meant when she said that Shigaraki was going to destroy everything. Maybe she said, maybe she meant the hero society. Maybe society itself was going to be destroyed, not the physical society itself. That is crazy, guys. That is insane. What is going on here, guys? Just guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think? What do you think is happening in My Hero Academia right now, for where almost all the heroes can just straight up just disappear? So many Hokoshi's just such a good writer, dude. He's just such a good writer. How he just sets all this stuff up, and he just the suspense, man. I just gotta, next chapter. I'm definitely reviewing next chapter, guys. But Johnny God out. Thanks for watching.